What is up, everyone? JD here. I hope you're doing well today. We're going to be taking a look at the traditional pocket knives exclusive Lake Chaplin Barlow. Let's get into it. All right, so what we're going to do today is we're going to do some size comparisons. We're going to do profile comparison. We'll weigh the knife to check to see how much this one's coming in at, and then jump into my thoughts and impressions. Let's go ahead and kick it off with the size comparisons. Here it is against the Spyderco Para 3, which I think this model lines up with beautifully. So small EDC, but full size modern traditional slip joint. Let's go ahead and grab the Spyderco Shaman, which is the other Spyderco that I love to use for my size comparisons. As you can see here, a little bit smaller, definitely more, I say small, but truth be told, this is probably more like a medium EDC, not necessarily a small. Let's go ahead and move the Shaman to the side. Let me go ahead and bring out the other full size comparison that I want to do today. That is going to be against the Kunwu Padre, and I think this one a little bit smaller than the Padre. And we'll go ahead and do another more medium-sized knife comparison. That is going to be up against the Devo Knives Growler V2. Size-wise, very comparable. Let's just check out the profile real quick. I do like to do that so that you guys could get an idea of how this is going to be in pocket and in hand. And this one here has really subtle contoured scales to it, which I do like a lot. But we'll jump into that in just 1 second here. And as you can see, just a little bit thicker than the Devo Knives Growler V2. And we'll bring it out and compare it against the Para 3, and very comparable, very, very comparable to the Para 3. I like this model a lot. It is a very cool modern slip joint that is full size. Should be, what, 4.5 ounces? 3.5, so way lighter than I thought. It didn't feel heavy, but I figured, titanium, there's a lot of steel going on here. I thought it was going to be just a touch heavier, but 3.4 ounces is phenomenal. Before I jump into my review, I do know this does not have a pocket clip, doesn't come with a slip joint. I do personally like to carry these in my art company organizer because it allows me to use this as a full secondary companion carry with my pen and flashlight, which I do like to have and use. Pen's probably like the most used thing in my inventory because I'm constantly taking notes and writing things down just because I'm old school. It's nice for signing checks at restaurants if you're not using the touchpad, which a lot of restaurants are upgrading to these days, and then the flashlight, which is very handy. And it matches the set really well, and I like it a lot. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about this knife. So I do want to provide a little bit of an update. Actually, we're going to save that to the end. So thoughts and impressions. First and foremost, ergos. It's a Barlow design, very comfortable in hand, good hand-filling ergonomics. 4-finger grip for me. I love the slight contouring and the thickness on this. It is great. I actually have tested this on breaking down some boxes, and it works really well. I'm very confident. It's so thin behind the edge. It's super slicey. The M390 on here, this is manufactured by QSP, and it's performing really well, just like what I've experienced with my 2 hedgehogs that I have. Very nice M390 performance from QSP. I'm very happy. I've not even had to strop it yet, so great performance. Actually, let's test it. I broke down 2 full boxes, and again, just making them small enough to fit into the recycling bin, so not a huge sample size out there, but yeah, and that's kind of what I thought. It's still a razor. I figure probably like after a few months of carrying it and using it to break down some boxes, probably will finally be at a point where it needs to be stropped up. But holy cow, what can I say about it? It is a laser beam. Let me move all this crap out of the way now. Action on here, I would say beautiful walk and talk on it. I would also say the first pull, I'd give that about a 5. And that second pull, I'd probably give that about a 6. It's a very subtle difference. The first pull feels a little bit easier, and that second pull starts out a little bit stronger on the close, pops right into place. Close is really good on this. Now, you're getting M390 titanium with camo carbon onlays for 199 bucks. If you think about that, if you were to get M390 titanium and fat carbon on any other folding knife, you would probably be 250 and up. Most realistically, 3 to mid 300s. So this is a really great price point to get a good performing full size modern flip joint that has some character to it. It's a little bit different than your fidget folders. While it does have a factor to it with the walk and talk, it is two hand versus one hand, and I admit that. But it's just such a cool and refreshing step away from all of my folding knives. I really do like this, and I appreciate the fact that this thing is a worker. I feel confident, full hand grip, and this thing just slices through everything. It's got great geometry to it, very well done steel, nice factory edge on it. It's still holding up. Like, I still can't believe that the hedgehogs that I use to break down boxes, I've had that jigged one since it dropped. I picked it up when it dropped. So what was that, 6 months ago? And I carry that as a secondary probably 4 to 5 times a month. So 4 to 5 times a month, I'm potentially breaking down a box to fit in the recycling bin, potentially. So maybe call it half that. So let's call it 10 boxes. 10 boxes still has a laser beam of an edge. Doesn't even need to be strapped. So again, not a huge sample size, but realistically what probably most of us who are watching this video would be into. I like this a lot. I also really like the folks over there at Traditional Pocket Knives. I love the story behind this one. I encourage you to go over there and read that. It's a very short read, and they have fantastic customer service. I love the fact that they are involved and work with the community and work with me. Very cool knife. Now, I did get an original version, and I did have a little bit of an issue, and Austin took a look at it and worked with me, and I wanted to wait till I got the other knife in hand and had a chance to carry it for about a week to kind of make sure like everything was good to go. I made sure and spent some extra time fidgeting with it, spent some extra time cutting with it, just wanted to see how it was going to perform and hold up. So on the original, I don't know how well you'll be able to see in there, but you see the little pin right here in the middle. I happen to get sent the one that they actually just grinded it down a little too close to the pin in one spot, and that spot kind of gave out to the strength of the back spring. So he did take this one apart. He sent me pictures and kind of showed me what had happened, what was going on with it. He was just going to reach out to QSP to give the feedback to them to let them know that they got that one grinded a little too close on that pin, and he showed me where this one had a little extra thickness around the pin, so he was confident sending it to me. He offered me money back or a replacement. I wanted the replacement. I am loving this Barlow, man. Full size Barlow. This is sweet. Great work blade shape too. But great experience with him. Very responsive. Very apologetic that I had that experience, and he reassured me I was the only one so far of all the ones that he has already sold of these that had an issue. So I just think, and that happens, right? With production knives, you run into that where you got one that had an issue, and it's, it can be unfortunate, but I think irregardless, because I've had warranty with QSP as well, and the warranty experience was very good, and with Traditional Pocket Knives, it was outstanding. Like, no issues, immediate response, and made me feel valued and important, even though I'm just one of many people that bought this. But there's a ton of versions out here for the camo carbon. I like blue. I thought the dark and light on the blue were very beautiful. Again, I love the way camo carbon can, in one angle, look dark in certain sections and light in others. And then when you flip it, it kind of reverses that look. It's just really eye-catching. I like the little bit of blues in there to give it a little pop of color without being, too outlandish. And I think the Pacific Blues, probably one of my favorite ones that I've seen from camo carbon outside of like the Sunburst or Sunset. I can't remember. I think it's Sunset Orange. That one was absolutely my favorite and one of the most beautiful patterns I had seen. But I really like this. I think it is tremendous value for the money that you're spending on it. And I'm very happy with the purchase. And it is quickly become one of my favorite secondary carry knives. Again, refreshing that it is different, great walk and talk, and the fact that it is useful and that I can get all four of my fingers on it and feel very comfortable. Like, to me, that's a huge selling point. What are your thoughts on the Barlow? I know not everyone out there is a traditional pocket knife person. And honestly, I don't think that you need to really be into traditional pocket knives to really appreciate this one. Again, it is going to be more of that medium EDC size. It's a great companion carry. I'm probably going to reach out and see about getting a slip for this one, maybe a slip clip, because it'd be fun to have this to carry in the summertime. I think it's very attractive and very useful and very ergonomic. And those to me are the big important things. But I am curious to hear what your thoughts are on this one. Feel free to leave a comment down below about this. Feel free to watch another video to help me with the algorithm. And shout out to everyone out there that leaves the likes, the comments, that is subscribed. I love you guys. I hope you have a fantastic week. Until next time, peace.